Hello everyone, my name is Nhi. In this video, I'm going to use modified pancreas to explore tooth number 30 and 29. So I will start with tooth number 30 first and do the similar process with tooth number 29. First, I will familiar myself using modified pancreas. So I'm holding the body of the explorer using the index finger and the thumb. So they should be opposite to each other and create a C shape, and also the body of the explorer resting on this portion of the finger. Also my middle finger resting on the upper portion of the shank, and the ring finger are establishing the finger rest in fulcrum. Okay, the next step, I will identify or select the correct end. So insert the tip of the explorer into distal surface. The terminal shank should be parallel to the distal surface or long axis of the tooth as I move along around the tooth. The functional shank should be up and above the occlusal plane. So this is the correct end selection. So I will start to explore the buccal of tooth number 30 by placing the tip of the explorer at distal buccal line angle. My elbow will start away from my body and pelvic in as I reach the distal surface. I will use side-to-side lateral stroke. Side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot. At distal surface, I'm using vertical stroke, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, now I move the tip away from the tooth and adjust the tip so it's facing toward the mesial surface. Once again, I will start at distal buccal line angle and make sure not to skip any surface area. My elbow will tuck in and I will initiate an uplift stroke by using lateral side-to-side movement with my hand. Side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot. As I reach the mesial buccal line angle, my elbow will drift away and my thumb will pull in toward as I roll up around the line angle. Side-to-side pivot and roll, 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 side-to-side pivot and roll. At mesial surface, I'm using vertical stroke again, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now I'm using the similar technique to explore buccal surface of tooth number 29. Remember the fulcrum finger place 2 or 3 tooth away from tooth number 29. I will start at distal buccal line angle using side-to-side lateral stroke, and make sure to have correct modified pancreas. My elbow also stay away from my body and pelvic in as I reach the distal surface. Side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot, side-to-side pivot. As the distal surface, I'm using vertical stroke, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now I move the tip away from the tooth, adjust the tip so it's placing toward the meso surface. Okay, once again I will start at distal buccal line angle and activate oblique side to side stroke. My elbow will tuck in and will drift away from my body as I move around the buccal line angle. Side to side pivot and roll, 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 side to side pivot and roll. At distal surface, I'm using vertical stroke, up and down, up and down, up and down. This is pretty much the end of the video. Thank you for listening.